According to the National Electrical Code, or NEC, embedded is defined as the condition of being covered by plaster, drywall, ceiling tile, gypsum board, wood, or similar materials that are secured to a surface and that can be easily removed. Therefore, if cable is completely covered by material that can be easily removed without damaging the cable, it is considered embedded. NEC 2000-334.12, use is not permitted, states that type NM cable shall not be used in locations where it will be subjected to continuous moisture, or where exposed to the weather or to temperatures below -10 degrees Celsius, which is 14 degrees Fahrenheit, or above 60 degrees Celsius, which is 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Based on the definitions of embedded and use is not permitted in NEC 2000-334.12, you cannot use an MB cable for branch circuit wiring within a brick wall that is not brick veneer. Brick walls are not easily removable, and the cable would be exposed to moisture and cold temperatures within the wall, which are both prohibited uses according to the NEC. The code prohibits using an MB cable in locations where it will be subjected to continuous moisture, exposed to the weather, or subjected to temperatures outside the cable's rating, namely below -10 degrees Celsius or 14 degrees Fahrenheit, or above 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Brick walls, unlike easily removable materials such as drywall or plaster, are considered a permanent part of the structure. Therefore, cable installed within a brick wall is not considered embedded in the way the NEC defines it. Furthermore, brick walls can trap moisture and expose the cable to temperature extremes, violating the NEC restrictions on NMB cable usage. Installing an NMB cable within a brick wall can create a hazardous situation. Moisture can degrade the cable's insulation, leading to electrical shorts, ground faults, and potentially fires. The NEC is in place to protect people and property from electrical hazards, and its guidelines must be followed carefully. Alternative wiring methods suitable for installation within brick walls include using conduit or direct burial cable. Conduit provides a protective raceway for the wires, shielding them from moisture and physical damage. Direct burial cable is specifically designed to withstand the harsh conditions of direct contact with the earth or masonry. When running electrical wiring in or masonry walls, it is crucial to consult the NEC and local building codes to ensure compliance and safety. This may involve using a suitable raceway, such as electrical metallic tubing, or rigid metal conduit, or RMC, or intermediate metal conduit, or IMC, to protect the wiring. It could also necessitate using a cable type specifically listed for wet locations or direct burial depending on the specific conditions. Firstly, consider the environment. Brick walls can be damp and subject to temperature fluctuations. Standard NMB cable is not designed for such conditions. Secondly, think about accessibility. If a fault occurs, accessing the cable within a brick wall for repairs can be difficult and costly. Thirdly, review the NEC requirements. The code clearly prohibits using an NMB cable in locations where it will be exposed to moisture or extreme temperatures. When installing electrical wiring in any location, safety should be the primary concern. Always energize the circuit before working on electrical components, wear appropriate personal protective equipment, and follow all applicable codes and regulations. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical work, consult a qualified electrician. They have the knowledge and experience to ensure that the installation is done safely and correctly. Choosing the correct wiring method for different environments is critical for safety and compliance. An NMB cable is suitable for dry, indoor locations, while other wiring methods are required for wet, damp, or hazardous locations. Understanding the limitations of each wiring method is essential for ensuring a safe and reliable electrical system. The NEC provides detailed guidelines on the types of wiring methods that are permitted in different locations. It is important to consult the NEC and local building codes before starting any electrical work. In addition to the NEC, local building codes may have additional requirements for electrical installations. It is important to check with your local building department to ensure that your work complies with all applicable regulations. Ignoring these regulations can result in fines, project delays, and, most importantly, unsafe conditions. When working with electrical wiring, it is essential to use the correct tools and materials. Using substandard or incorrect materials can compromise the safety and reliability of the electrical system. Always use UL-listed products that have been tested and approved for their intended use. Proper grounding is also essential for electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping the circuit breaker and preventing electrical shock. Ensure that all electrical equipment is properly grounded according to the NEC. Electrical work can be dangerous if not performed correctly. If you are not comfortable working with electrical wiring, consult a qualified electrician. They have the training and experience to do the job safely and correctly. Remember, safety should always be the top priority when working with electricity. The NEC is a comprehensive set of guidelines that cover all aspects of electrical installations. It is updated every 3 years to reflect changes in technology and best practices. Staying up to date on the latest NEC requirements is essential for anyone working in the electrical industry. Consider additional factors such as the potential for physical damage to the cable within the wall. Even if the wall appears dry, there is always a risk of moisture intrusion or condensation. NMB cable is not designed to withstand such conditions. In addition, the cable could be damaged by nails or screws used to hang pictures or other items on the wall. Using a raceway, such as conduit, provides added protection against physical damage. Think about future modifications or additions to the electrical system. If you need to add a new circuit in the future, it will be much easier to do if the wiring is installed in conduit. Conduit provides a pathway for adding new wires without having to tear into the wall. Proper planning is essential for any electrical installation. Before starting work, carefully consider the location of outlets, switches, and lighting fixtures. Make sure that the wiring is adequate to handle the anticipated load. Overloading circuits can lead to overheating and fires. Use a circuit breaker or fuse with the correct amperage rating to protect the wiring. Overcurrent protection devices are designed to trip when the current exceeds the rating of the wiring, preventing damage and potential hazards. Regular inspections of electrical systems are essential for identifying potential problems before they become serious. Look for signs of damage to wiring, such as cracks, cuts, or exposed conductors. Check for loose connections at outlets, switches, and light fixtures. If you find any problems, have them repaired by a qualified electrician. Maintenance and upkeep are crucial for ensuring the long-term safety and reliability of the electrical system. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your electrical installations are safe, compliant, and reliable. Remember, electrical work can be dangerous if not performed correctly. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical work, consult a qualified electrician. They have the knowledge and experience to do the job safely and correctly. The use of NMB cable within a brick wall presents several potential issues that contravene the National Electrical Code. Firstly, the definition of embedded, as it relates to electrical wiring, specifically refers to materials that can be easily removed without causing damage to the cable itself. A brick wall, by its very nature, is a permanent structure and does not meet this definition. Removing a brick wall to access or replace wiring would be a significant undertaking, causing substantial damage to the building. Secondly, NMB cable is designed for dry, indoor locations. Brick walls, even in seemingly dry climates, are susceptible to moisture. Brick is a porous material that can absorb and retain moisture, creating a damp environment within the wall cavity. This moisture can degrade the insulation of NMB cable over time, leading to electrical shorts, ground faults, and potentially fires. The NEC specifically prohibits the use of NMB cable in damp or wet locations. Thirdly, temperature fluctuations within a brick wall can also pose a problem for NMB cable. Brick walls can experience significant temperature swings, especially in climates with hot summers and cold winters. These temperature fluctuations can cause the cable to expand and contract, potentially leading to stress and damage to the insulation. The NEC also restricts the use of NMB cable in locations where it will be exposed to extreme temperatures. For these reasons, it is essential to use alternative wiring methods that are suitable for installation within brick walls. Conduit, such as electrical metallic tubing, or IMC, rigid metal conduit, or RMC, or intermediate metal conduit, or IMC, provides a protective raceway for the wires, shielding them from moisture, physical damage, and temperature fluctuations. Direct burial cable is another option for wiring within brick walls. This type of cable is specifically designed to withstand the harsh conditions of direct contact with the earth or masonry. Direct burial cable has a robust outer jacket that protects the conductors from moisture, chemicals, and physical abrasion. When installing any type of electrical wiring in or on masonry walls, it is crucial to consult the NEC and local building codes to ensure compliance and safety. A qualified electrician can assess the specific conditions of the installation and recommend the appropriate wiring method. They can also ensure that the wiring is installed correctly and safely, minimizing the risk of electrical hazards. Furthermore, consider the potential for future alterations or additions to the electrical system. If you anticipate needing to add new circuits or outlets in the future, it is best to install conduit. Conduit provides a pathway for adding new wires without having to tear into the wall. It also allows for easy replacement of damaged wires. In summary, while an MB cable is a common and versatile wiring method for many residential applications, it is not suitable for installation within brick walls. The potential for moisture, temperature fluctuations, and physical damage, as well as the difficulty of accessing the cable for repairs, make it a non-compliant and unsafe choice. Always consult the NEC and local building codes, and work with a qualified electrician to ensure that your electrical installations are safe and compliant.